trendybeats.com.
So now that we've gotten the introduction out of the way, I would like to present Workforce Limited to you and tell you what we offer and what we are about. So Workforce, like some of us may already know, is an innovative hub that provides job seekers and employers with bespoke solutions to aim at increasing market values and enhancing business performances, be it recruitment, branding, advertising, and skill development. We're your one-stop shop to all of that. And Workforce is the right place for you if you want a great customer service that listens and responds to your needs and complaints as soon as possible. You get access to job opportunities that will be uploaded on the website from time to time. So you just need to check and be observant. Then a letter of recommendation by the company will be given to you, and also a certificate to be issued to you at the end of the course. Upon completion of the 5 weeks course that will be held every Saturday from on the 20th of April to the 18th of May, you will have an exclusive access to 2 free classes with a Hayes recruiter on CV and LinkedIn optimization, and also interview preparations. There will be practical trainings, live projects to be worked on, after training support, UK job reference on your CV, a free interview preparation, a free LinkedIn optimization, and free CV revamping. If you ask me, that is a lot, and it's free. It comes with the courses that you're going to be paying for. You would work on projects in class, and you also have the opportunity to work on the general projects with both students from business analysis and project management classes. These are the projects that the Hayes recruiter would advise you to add to your CV and to your LinkedIn profile as well to make you stand out. Then after your 2 free classes with the Hayes recruiter, you can contact them for career advising, career counseling, business counseling, whatsoever. You do not have to do that, but if you want to, you can, but it doesn't come free. You would have to pay for that. You understand? It's not free at all. The data analysis course will be going for £349.99. You can also choose to pay in installments, and the first payments will be £116.99, and it gives you access to the course. Trust me. To sign up, you can visit our website at www.workforce.co.uk, select your desired course. In this case, then you add to carts, enter your details, and that's all you need to do. You make payments. Remember, I said earlier that we also provide payment in installment. This is where the Klarna plan comes in. So when you get to the part for making payment, you just have to click on the Klarna plan and follow the instructions that come underneath that plan. Just in case you need anything about registration and getting to the class, whatever you need, I'll be in the chat box below, but I want to give way for your course instructor on data analysis to come and talk to you. So, Mr. Success, they're ready for you. Thank you very much. I'm in the chat box in case you need anything. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jamaica, for that introduction. Hello, everyone. Please give me a minute. I'd like to share my screen now. But can I confirm that everyone can hear me? Okay, great. So we're on the same page. So just please give me a minute. Let me share my screen. So again, I'd like to confirm if everyone can see my screen. Okay, yeah, great. So yeah, again, thank you so much for taking time out to join this call. We will do our best not to waste your time. I will make sure you get value for what you come here for. So just in 1 minute, I'll tell you something quick about myself. So I've been in this space for over 5 years, and I've had tons of consulting experience with tier one banks and AI service firms. So I want you to know that you're in the right place, and you can ask as much questions as you like to ask, and I'll do my best to provide clarity in the best way I can. And if you like more details, you can always reach out to me after the class. So I think we're all on the same page now. And again, just to get a sense of everyone in the class and how you're feeling. I know you're obviously here because you want to learn about data analysis, but I'd like you to drop in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10, if you could maybe tell me where you are on this data analysis journey. 1 being, you're just starting, 10 being you're an expert. But then again, if you're an expert, I don't expect you to be in this class. But I mean, just let me have an idea of where you are on your data analysis journey before we dive right in. You can just drop it in the chat, but 1 meaning you're just starting. You literally have no clue and no idea. You're looking for every possible help. And then 10 meaning, you have tons and tons of ideas, and maybe you're just looking to learn a specific tool or just learn about some specific areas. Okay, great. So I can see it looks like we have 2 people saying they have no idea what data analysis is about. Yeah, so I'll just wait for about 10 more seconds. Please, this is a very interactive session, so feel free to drop your comments, in the chat box. All right, so thank you so much, Ejabo and Damaka. Really appreciate the response. And even as I go on, you could still drop comments in the chat box. If you have questions, please drop them there. So let's dive right in. So one thing I like to tell all my clients or students when I'm training them is that, they've got to have this elite mindset, right? I want you to know that these skills that you're embarking on a journey to learn are very much in demand, right? There are lots and tons of companies out there looking for people with skills in data analysis, right? So please, as you move forward in this class, I need you to have that elite mindset. Always say to yourself, this skill you're about to learn is valuable. And once you finish learning them, you'll be in demand. You've got to have that elite mindset. It's very, very important. Moving forward, always tell yourself, this skill is very valuable and is in demand. And so these are some of my favorite quotes about data, which are from some prominent people within the industry. But I won't spend time on this now. We could come back to this maybe by the end of the class and have a chat about it. I'd like to know what everyone feels about each of these quotes. Okay, right. So let's get into some of the interesting stuff now. So in my experience, I've seen that people usually overlap the meanings of what it means to be a data analyst, a data scientist, a data engineer, and an ML engineer, right? So just set expectations clearly. This course will be focusing on data analysis. There are separate courses for data engineering, ML engineering, and data science if you want to learn about database management, data pipelines, or ML ops. But strictly for data analysis, we'll be focusing on these key segments that I have highlighted on my screen here, right? We'll be learning how to visualize interesting data, how to tell and present stories in a very captivating manner, how to turn what we've analyzed into strategic information that can help inform how a business should move forward. We'll learn how to report, we'll learn some things about statistics and how to experiment with your data. But one thing I want to point out to you here is that there's an estimation that by the US Bureau of Labor Statistics that the demand for data professionals is expected to grow by 27.9% by 2026. So again, please have that elite mind. Know that the skills that you're about to learn are in demand, and there are tons and tons of companies out there looking for people that would have your skills. So again, please have that elite mindset. Again, with the way this course is designed to be, at the end of the course, you'll be able to work in a couple of industries. Why? Why? Because we're going to focus on the fundamentals, right? We'll focus a whole lot on the fundamentals. So wherever you find yourself, whatever industry you find yourself, you'll be well equipped to thrive, right? So be it retail, entertainment, manufacturing, finance, wherever you find yourself, you'll be well equipped to thrive. And one interesting thing to note is that in the UK, for those of us in the UK, the average salary of a data analyst is about £36,000. So it's one thing to keep in mind so that you sort of have your expectations in the right place as you're taking the course and when you're making plans to get a job. So I'll just pause there and just ask if there are questions or comments from anyone in the class before I move forward. You could just drop a full stop in the chat so I all know we're on the same page and I know we're all following the class. Just help me drop a full stop in the comments or in the chat section, please. Okay, great. I've gotten feedback from Ejobo. Thank you so much for your feedback. Yeah. So I'm hoping that, like Ejobo, we're all on the same page. Please, if you have questions, feel free to interject and let me know what you're thinking. So again, as a data analyst, there are going to be lots and lots of tools that you're going to be exposed to, depending on the industry you find yourself in and the company you find yourself in. What I've found out over the years is that there are a couple of tools that once you learn them, irrespective of whatever industry you find yourself in or whatever environment, whatever new tool you have to learn, you'll be able to pick them up fast. And that's what this course would focus on. This course will focus on learning the fundamentals of data analysis and focus on 4 key tools that once you learn, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to adapt to whatever new technology you're exposed to. And those 4 tools we'll be using during the course are Excel, Python, SQL, and Google Colab. Again, just to also ensure that we're all on the same mindset as we go into the course, the way the course would run, we would have opportunity to exercise all the mental capabilities required to be a successful data analyst. You will learn the art of storytelling, you will learn the art of analytical thinking, very importantly, because you always run into problems, especially when cleaning and sorting your data. You learn the art of problem solving. You learn that problem solving is an art. There's a way to solve problems. You learn how to pay attention to details. There'll be opportunity for research, especially in the capstone project with the way the course is designed. And you learn to develop that curious mindset so you can ask the right questions, which would inform whatever suggestions or decisions you're recommending to management wherever you find yourself. So that's how this course is designed, right? It's designed to program you mentally so that you're ready to be a data analyst at the end of the course. And once you step out, you'll be able to fit in whatever industry you find yourself. So again, to go deeper into the course, it's expected to run over 5 weeks. For the first week, we'll start with data analysis fundamentals. And if you ask me, right, I'd say this is one of the most important aspects of the course because I cannot stress enough how important it is to be strong in the fundamentals. Because one interesting thing is that depending on your industry, the tools you use will change. The development environment will change. A whole lot of things will change. But what you always need to refer back to would be the fundamentals. Once you're clear on these fundamentals, wherever you find yourself, you'll be able to navigate properly. So I cannot stress how important this aspect of the course is, the fundamental part of it, how you approach a typical data analysis task or project. So we'll focus on that in the first week. And after the first week, it becomes a totally hands-on experience, right? So after the first week, subsequent weeks would be very short and charged lectures, just like the one I'm giving you now, with opportunities for demo during classes, right? So for the second week, we're going to Excel, talk about how to work with different data sources in Excel, pivot tables and charts, statistical functions, how to build simple automations in Excel. We'll touch all of those things in the second week. So you've got to come prepared. Your you're literally going to dive right in. There's no, we're going to take things slow at the beginning. You're coming in charge. You're going to dive right in, and you're going to get that real life experience from the get go. So that's something you should look forward to. I think it's something you should be super excited about. I find that once people go through this course, after the second week, they're usually hungry for more, and I'm hoping that that's going to be the same with this class. Right. So after we touch a whole lot of the important things on Excel, we'll move to SQL. We'll talk about databases. We'll talk about the fundamentals, retrieval, indexing. We'll talk about a whole lot of things as regards databases. Again, I'll give a short chat lecture. I'll do a couple of interesting demos during the class, and you have assignments to take home, which we would reveal. And you can always ask me questions whenever you like. And now, once we do all of that, we will dive into data analysis with Python. Again, we will touch a whole lot of interesting concepts. Now, this is another very important, and in fact, they're all important, to be very honest with you, but it will be interesting to pay special attention to data analysis with Python, because if you understand this easily, you can easily go into data science and machine learning and the likes, right? So for those of you looking to start your journey with data analysis, but maybe later branch into something else, slightly more technical and more development inclined, this is going to be a very, very important class for you. You don't want to miss it. Right, so that's how the journey is going to flow. And for each of these modules, we're going to go through real life projects in the class to give us an idea, and also have take-home assignments so that we can practice. And so if you look at how this course is designed, right, going through this will give you about 3 things. It gives you the confidence that you can perform as a data analyst anywhere. You'll be able to build your portfolio that you can show in interviews with, with your interviewer, or when you're making applications. It would help you develop those critical mental things that are required for a data analyst, like I've mentioned before: curiosity, attention to details, and all of those things I mentioned in the previous slide. Right, so that's how the course is designed. So again, I'm going to stop here because I've said a whole lot in the past about 10-15 minutes. So I want to hear from the class. How is everyone feeling about the course? And what do you think? What are you excited? In fact, the question is, what are you excited to learn about the course so far from what you see on the screen? You can just drop something in the comments. Just let me know if you're excited to take the course already, or how you feel about the course currently, or if you think that there's a certain aspect of the course, due to the way it's designed, that doesn't address something that you need at the moment. Just let me know in the chat section, and I'll be happy to answer all of those questions that you have. Feel free to ask questions. We're having an interactive session now. Just feel free, ask me whatever you need to ask me. If you're not clear about something, or if you like, maybe if you think that you have an idea of a learning plan, just let me know how I just like to have an idea of how everyone is feeling so far about the course. Oh, interesting. I see a message from Tori. Okay, Tori, you say you're good and you're happy to proceed with the course, but it's quite pricey. Well, I think I'll leave that for the course facilitator to help out with that. Tori, my question to you would be, do you think the course addresses every of your technical needs or every of your learning needs currently with the way it's designed? That's my first question to you. Interest in all. So I'd say that I'll leave the pricing to the class facilitator to maybe help out with that. Okay, I see a message from Edrobot saying you're expecting a little demo on how data analysts work. Actually, this is a teaser session designed for you to know how the course is going to be. However, I had you in mind, actually. I had you and Wally in mind while preparing for this class. I actually have about 2 slides after this class that sort of talks about the fundamentals, on data and about data analysis. I was hesitant to go into it because, again, it's a class designed for a teaser session, not necessarily for me to go into details, but I'm happy that, you're both showing interest. So I'll spend some time to touch 2 interesting slides I have about data analysis, and maybe you could, pick 1 or 2 things you learned from there. Okay, I see another message from Amaka saying that you're really excited. You're going to make sure I understand. Yeah, of course, that's my job. However, what I will say is that usually the energy you put into this also determines what you're going to get from it, right? So I have my part to do. I have some certain commitments I have to make to you, but you also have to make commitments to give feedback, when engaged in the class. You got to make a commitment to take every one of the assignments that will be available at the end of each module. And if you do that, then you have nothing to worry about. So I have made a commitment, and that's why I'm here today. But you also have to make that commitment to go through each of the material that will be designed for the class. And if you can make that commitment to yourself, then I'd say we're on the same page. Yeah, okay, Wale, you're asking what the career opportunities are. Wow, that's an interesting question. Well, I'd say that the better way to phrase the question would be, as a data analyst, what sort of industries can you work in? And with the way this course is designed, it's designed to empower you with the fundamentals so that wherever you find yourself, irrespective of the tools that they use in that environment, you have the head start. So you could work in the health center, for example, as a data analyst or a research analyst, or even a data scientist. You could work in the sports sector or in the sports industry as a sports analyst. You could work in the finance industry as, a data analyst or an investment analyst. You could work in the e-commerce sector as a data analyst. You could work in the manufacturing sector as a quality analyst. So the point is the career opportunities are endless. Now, I would advise that you focus on the fundamentals, right? Once you get those fundamentals right, and you're able to match it with maybe what you're naturally inclined to do, you probably find the best industry to make an application to. All right, so I think we've taken a couple of questions. I'm happy I'm getting feedback from the class. It's making me excited. So just like I promised Ejobo and I think Wale, I will just, again, it's a teaser session. Let me remind you, it's a teaser session. However, I'll just touch 2 interesting things that, I think will be very key to know about data analysis, right? So can I go ahead with that? Okay, great. So yeah, there's something I call APASA. It's kind of like an abbreviation that I made, right? So first thing to note is that even if you're not going to take anything away from the class today, please remember APASA. Now, APASA is a framework designed by Google, right, for what the typical life cycle of a data analytics project is, right? Ask, prepare, process, analyze, share, act. You can even take a screenshot of this slide if you want. Very important, right? For about 99.9% of the data analysis projects that you take on, you'll typically go through each of these 6 stages. And I call them APASA because I can always remember them. So please keep the word APASA in mind. Even if you don't take anything away from this class, take away APASA. Ask, prepare, analyze, share, act. And I'll quickly go through each of them briefly. But I'm also concerned about time, so I'll be as fast as possible. If you do register and you come for the class, you'd see me going into lots and lots of details as regards this material and how companies today, I'll be giving you real life case studies of how companies implement each of these stages in data in their data analysis life cycle. Right. So very quickly, again, I'll speed through it because of time. Ask is very clear. You're asking yourself, what's the current challenge? You're asking yourself why. Like, why do I want to embark on this data analysis project? Very, very important. In fact, it's almost I'd say, almost one of the most important steps, because if you ask the wrong questions, you won't keep your stakeholders happy, even if you get the perfect results, because there'll be a mismatch between the question and your results. So it's very, very important to make sure that when you're embarking on a data analytics project, you have the right conviction for why. Extremely important. Always ask why. Why are you doing this? Because you also guide how you go about subsequent steps and how you're going to create that story that you're going to share with your stakeholders. Again, just because this is a teaser session, I wouldn't go into details for what each of these steps mean. In fact, I think I'm going to stop here for this slide. If you want more, please sign up for the class and come on board, and we'll have a lot of time during the class to talk about each of these data analysis lifecycle processes. Right. So I've left you with one thing about data analysis today. APASA, please don't forget. APASA. Another interesting thing about data analysis is the forms of data analysis that we have, right? So the higher you go, the more difficult it becomes and the more expensive it becomes. We have about 4 types of data analysis. We have descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive, right? The higher you go, the more expensive it becomes and the more complex it becomes, right? So most of what we're used to, right, is descriptive analysis, right? So just describing the data set, what is the mean, what is the median, what is the mode, how many rows, that's like, that's interesting, but, it gets more interesting as you proceed, right? So we have descriptive, we have diagnostic, we have predictive, and we have prescriptive. Again, just because it's a teaser session, I don't want to go into details here because, this session is not really meant for that. It's just meant for me to expose you to what you're going to expect if you actually sign up for the class. But please take this away from the class as well. We have basically 4 categories of data analysis: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. And remember, the higher you go, the more expensive it becomes and the more complex it becomes. If you do sign up for the class, we'll go into details on diagnostic analysis, predictive analysis, and prescriptive analysis. We'll talk about the advantages and we'll use real-life case studies for them, okay? So I've left you with 2 things today about data analysis fundamentals. I've left you with APASA, and I've left you with the categories of data analysis, right? So Wale and Ejobo, I hope I've been able to, I hope I've been able to spark your curiosity a little bit. Okay, great. Thank you for that response. So, we're practically at the end of the class. I'd say the class was kind of interactive because I got a lot of feedback from everyone in the class. So I'm very grateful for that. So I'm going to stop here and ask if there are questions that maybe anyone has or concerns that anyone has, and then I'll ask 1 or 2 questions to the audience. I think I'll hand over back to the class facilitator. So I know I've done a check-in before, and I'm asking again, are there questions or comments that anyone has? Please, you can share them in the comments. You could share them in the comment section, please. Oh, I see a comment from Mo, right? Oh, Mo, you came late. You'd like me to do a quick recap, right? Okay, that's gonna be tough. So we've spoken a lot about data analysis today. So we started by clearly defining what to expect to learn as a data analyst within this course. We spoke about the overlap between data analysts and data scientists, in the industry generally. And that's what this slide describes, right? As a data analyst, you're meant to be very strong in the following concepts that I have outlined, right? As a data analyst. But as a data scientist, you need to add these 2 more to your belt. Then as a data engineer, you're focused on data pipelines, database management, and MLOps. So I usually before I start a class, I usually like everyone to be on the same page as regards the meaning of a data analyst. So the expectations are set clearly, right? Because there's often an overlap, between what the data scientist is, most especially, and what a data analyst is. Then we spoke about different industries you can work in. In the UK, the average salary of a data analyst is £36,000, 220. In the UK, I'm sure it's probably higher in the US. I don't have that data now, but it's something you could check online. We spoke about what the tools that you're going to encounter while you're enrolled in this course. We're focusing on 4 major tools because we believe that once you can master these 4 tools, no other tool would be outside your grasp. So we're focusing on Python, Excel, Colab, and SQL for this course. We spoke about what you need mentally to be a successful data analyst, right? Some of the key things that you need to develop mental capacity in to be a successful data scientist. And that's what you have on this slide. I'm going to make the recap quick because I've gone through this before, and I just want to take our time to make sure that you understand what we spoke about today. So I also explained what everyone can expect to encounter during the course. We'll start with fundamentals about data analysis, then we'll talk about data analysis Excel. We'll go through a real-life case study from start. We'll go through a real-life case study from start to finish. We'll look at pivot tables, charts, statistical functions, key formulas, dashboard creation, and automation with macro. We'll also use SQL as well. We'll go through the same journey. We'll use Python as well. We'll go through the same journey. And we will end with a capstone project. So you build your confidence, you build your portfolio, and you would, hone those mental skills necessary to become a data analyst. And yeah, I think by this time you were already in the class, so I'm not sure I need to go through this part. But yeah, I think we're all on the same page now. I don't think there are any questions from anyone else from what I see in the chat. But I have a question for everyone here. You could just share with me in the chat what your favorite quote is. Just say 1, 2, or 3. I'd like to have an idea of the frequency distribution of this class as regards the favorite quotes. I'm very curious about that. I have my favorite quotes, but I'd like to know what everyone's favorite quote is. So just let me know 1, 2, or 3. Just type in the chat. Let me have an idea, please. Oh, okay. So I'm going to keep a score here, and I'm going to update the screen once I see comments. Okay. Interesting. We have 2 for 3, none for 1 and 2. Why is everybody choosing 3? What's really hard? Wow. I don't think there's any point of even continuing to ask again, because it looks like the 3s have it. Please let me know what your favorite quote is. I mean, if I add mine to this, then we already have 5-3. So I mean, I guess we can all just say that we're all on the same page, and we're all developing that elite mindset that is necessary. When as you're going into this field, please have that elite mindset. Know that you're in demand, and know that there are people out there looking for the skills you're about to learn. Remember APASA: ask, prepare, process, analyze, share, act. And remember the 4 types of data analysis we have: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for taking time to be on this call. I hope to meet every one of you during the actual session so that we can have a lot of fun and get to know ourselves more. Thank you so much. So I'll hand over back to I don't know if she's still on the call.
Hello, I'm here.
Yeah. Cool. Please take time to fill the feedback forms. Very important so that we can always improve on the quality of service that we provide you. Right. So please take as much time as you need to fill the feedback form, because we actually take them seriously and we look at them. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a lovely day.
Hi. Please fill out this feedback form and know that classes will officially start from on the 20th of April. And I want someone to talk to you, Mr. Hafiz. Are you here? Mr. Fees. Okay.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Hafiz, I can hear you.
All right. So I wanted to talk about the payment options.
Okay.
I wanted to share more light about the payment option. The current price for data analysis class is £349. Initially, it was 700, but we are running a kind of promo. So we are slashing up to 50% discount. So which is for a limited time. And the good news is we also have the instrumental plans also. So with £116, you can secure your slots and you share the remaining balance, you spread it for the upcoming months. So to do that, you can just you visit our website on www.workforce.co.uk and you navigate through the data analysis course and you you click on the cards, you cart it, then you proceed to check out for your payments. So for the installment payment, so on checkout you click on Klarna app. So Klarna app is a kind of app that makes it convenient for you to pay in installments. So you can pay 116 for the first month, then second you can spread the remaining one. And the good news about Klarna app is for those who are UK residents, so Klarna app is a kind of a credit facility app that you can borrow now and pay later on Klarna app. So those are just for the UK residents. But for non-UK residents, you can easily split your payments for the 3 months. And if you need any assistance or you have any further inquiries, you can easily reach out to us on info@workforce.co.uk, or you can reach out to us on any of our social media platforms. On Instagram, we are workforce_LTD. On Facebook and on LinkedIn, we are workforce LTD. So if you have any questions, please kindly drop it. Thank you.
So the class has come to an end. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you so much, Wamaka. Thank you, Wale. Thank you, Success. Thank you, Olaide. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your presence here and we hope to see you in class soon.